Today, I'm gonna share with you an amazing tip about knowing your emotions, tips that are gonna be so great that it could save you from any situation. It could be from women, it could be from going to jail, it could be from losing relationships. Make sure you watch this entire video because you're going to need to know how to control your emotions. Let's get it. What's going on, man? It's Coach Jay. I'm back with yet another video, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. I'm gonna jump right in. Step number one, when you're a man, we go through so many different emotions every single day. We feel anger, we feel frustrated, feel sadness, we feel overwhelmed, we feel like all of these different emotions come to us all day long. So the question is, how do you control it? The first thing you need to know how to do is you need to know how to acknowledge the fact that you are feeling some type of way, right? So a lot of times when we feel these different emotions, we may be angry, we may be upset, you don't even know that you're feeling that in the moment until it's too late, until you punch somebody, until you yell at somebody, until you are upset with someone and you cut them off and you do all these different things that doesn't really help the situation. At that point, it's too late. So the first thing that you need to know how to do is acknowledge the fact that you are feeling some type of way. Now, how do you do that? I got you, gang. I got you. Right. This is how you do it. First things first, everybody has sensations that go on in their body. Now, I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? But everybody has these different sensations that go on in their body. So, for example, for me, if I'm getting angry, if I'm getting frustrated, if I'm getting upset, I know for a fact my hands, they're gonna start sweating immediately, bro. Immediately, my hands are gonna start sweating. And after that, my back gonna start tingling. It's gonna start getting hot. And then I start talking real fast. Like I start talking super fast all the time. I can't get my words out. And that's when I know your boy is getting turned up. So at that point, I know I can acknowledge the fact that something is about to happen. Now, another part to that is not only knowing how you feel, is also knowing what situations can put you in that mode. For me, one example that I know for a fact, every single time it's gonna get me hot is if somebody hunk at me. Like, you ever been at the light and the light just turned green and somebody hunked? Bro, I'm hot. I'm getting hot immediately. And I know that because I know what a trigger is for me. So the two things you need to know in step number one is gonna help you in step number two. When you acknowledge, when you know the situation is gonna make you angry, you know what's gonna piss you off, you know what it feels like, then at that point, you have conquered knowing how to control the first part of your emotions because you know it and you know how to acknowledge it. The second part of knowing your emotions is knowing what that is going to make you want to do. Again, for example, if somebody hunks at me at the light, I know I'm gonna want to chase their ass down. I need it. I need my fade. I need to say something. I gotta look at you. While I'm driving. You know, I gotta look this way and make sure you see me looking at you. And again, that's not always the best situation because somebody might be having a bad day. You might look at somebody and give them that look and they be like, all right, well, it's on. Let's get it popping, right? So I know for a fact that's going to happen. I know I'm going to want to pull up on somebody. I know I'm going to want to chase them. That sounds crazy. But I know I'm going to I'm going to probably want to tell behind their car. I know I'm going to want to say some words whenever I'm frustrated, right? Like, again, all emotions you get different responses. But for each emotion, each bucket, you need to know what it's called an urge. You need to know what your urge is. My urge, I gotta say something, I gotta chase you down, and I gotta either give you a look when it comes to that. I gotta see you see me, right? And you know, everybody like to look forward. Like they don't like to make that eye contact. But I do. So I know that, right? So I know in the moment when somebody hunks at me, I know what my trajectory is. So for you all, you need to look at a situation, like know what your situation is, know what it feels like, and now know what it makes you want to do. Are you a person that likes to get loud? Are you a person that likes to throw things, touch, punch? Whatever it is, right? Or because the problem is that you need to be in control of these things before you get into a public situation, a public space. Like you at the bar, you at a homie's crib, you in public where you can really catch some problems with that. Because again, everybody be getting their emotions and then they like to take action, aka their emotions controlling them. And then next thing you know, you locked up, you done touch somebody, you done hit somebody, you done cuss somebody out, and now you're regretting it. But I promise you, step one, if you can recognize what it feels like, then you can know what it makes you want to do. Again, everybody is different, but you need to write these things down so you know what it is for you. Step number 3, do you actually take action on these things? It's one thing to actually think like, okay, I'll chase somebody down at the red light, but do you actually do it? That's called action. So the next part of this equation is knowing if you're actually going to take action. Now here's where you can start to implement some change. So if you're looking at a situation, right? So this is the action, this is your urge. Or I'm sorry, this is your urge, this is your action. Your urge, this right here, this is what you would typically want to do. This is what you actually do. So you might want to go yell at somebody. You might want to be pissed off, but do you actually take that trip and do it? Those are two different things. If you're a person that you know every time you get angry, you feel a certain type of way, and you're going to make that move, this is where you need to come to this point right here in the middle and interrupt that pattern. Now, this is called a pattern interrupt. So a pattern interrupt is a time that, have you ever been in a situation where you're having a conversation with somebody and like you're pissed, like you're angry, you're upset, and then somebody makes you laugh? Like it throws you all the way off. Like you're supposed to be like, you mad, but it throws you off. Me and my old lady, that happens all the time. Like I'll be pissed off, I'll be for real mad, and then I end up laughing. But that's called a pattern interrupt. And what that helps to do is that it throws your emotions off, where it's like you're questioning, why am I even mad anymore? Is this even that serious? Is this really happening right now? XYZ. So that's where you implement your strategy, a pattern interrupt. And there's a couple of tips I'm going to give you right now that you can do moving into step 4. Step 4 is the pattern interrupt. Now, there are a couple things that I want you to do that you can try out to help you to control your emotions where you're not necessarily taking action all of the time. First thing is called doing the opposite. So when you do the opposite, it's exactly what it sounds like. So for me, if I know I'm getting hunked at and I'm pissed off and I want to chase somebody, I just go the other way. I just get another lane. I'm not dodging smoke. Trust me, I'm with the smoke. But I dodge. I'll go the other way. I'll look the other way. I turn up my music, and then I'll just focus on what I'm doing. I'll talk to the person that's in the car if I'm in the car with somebody. I'll call somebody. I'll do anything outside of what I would typically do. Because what that's going to do is that's another pattern interrupt. So I might call the homie like, yo, what's up, bro, man? What's going on? And talk about whatever we want to talk about. I might turn my music up, turn on something that's like some R&B, some soft, some slow jazz, man, some slow music. Not no Baby Kia, if y'all don't know who that is, crash out music, or not any like NBA Youngboy. I'm not cutting that on because that's gonna make me want to chase somebody down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not cutting that on. I might cut on some Larry June. I'm cutting on something that's chill, relaxed, nothing that's gonna make me want to take action. I don't look at them. I might actually not even look at that person. I might just keep going. I might just focus on the road ahead of me. And again, this is all in efforts to interrupt that pattern of me going towards that action. I remember one time so vividly that I was at the light one time and I was turning in to go somewhere. I think it was like Steak and Shake or something. So I was going to get something to eat. This person hunked at me and I was having a bad day already. And what happened was I turned in and they zoomed around me to get into the parking lot. So I'm like, all right, now you done. You really pissed me off now. But luckily, God was looking out for the boy. He sent 2 older ladies walking across the street, so I had to stop and slow down. That was God giving me a pattern interrupt. Because at that time, I didn't necessarily know. And who knows what I would have done if I would have chased that person down all the way to the drive-thru, and who knows what would happen there. Perfect example of a pattern interrupt. So for you, what I want you to think about is what can you do to interrupt your patterns when you're in the moment? If you're in the moment, you talking to somebody and you get hot, you get heated, or something happens and you heated, or you sad, or you upset, whatever the case may be, what can you do to interrupt that pattern? Can you call somebody? Can you cut on some music? Can you go get something to eat? Can you do something that's going to make you feel good? Anything that's going to make you laugh, right? Like anything that's going to help you to not continue to move forward, you do that. Now, the other thing that you can do, now, I'm not personally a fan of this, but sometimes it works. You can start to focus on the things that are around you. So for my example, again, if I'm in the car and somebody hunks at me and I got a drink next to me, I'll focus on that drink. Meaning, I might focus on how the drink tastes. I might focus on how cold the drink is. I might focus on what's outside. I might focus on the trees. I might like look at the lights like, oh man, that's some dope lights. And that's anything in effort to take down the intensity of how you're feeling is what's going to help you out. So those are a couple of tips I want to give to you, talking specifically about how you can control your emotions as a man. I want you to put these into action and comment below what is going to be your favorite strategy to use moving forward. And also comment below on any videos that you want to see as well. So this is Coach J, man. I'm out, man. I will see you in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, I'm checking for everybody that watched this video to make sure you subscribe because I'm tired of giving y'all free. Nah, just playing. Just make sure you subscribe, man. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.